Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Latori and I am here today with a review of Savoir Faire's Soul Cafe. So if you are interested in hearing my thoughts on this fragrance, then stay tuned. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, my name is Latori and today I'm going to be talking about Soul Cafe by Savoir Faire. And if you are not familiar with the brand, it is a Black-owned brand that is based in Atlanta. And they offer 3 different fragrances that I actually reviewed, or featured rather, in a Black-owned business haul that I posted a few months back. So I will link that in the cards above if you're interested in checking that out. So I'm not going to be talking about each of the fragrances that the brand offers. Today I'm specifically going to be talking about Soul Cafe because this quickly became one of my favorite fragrances, and I have a cute little collection of different perfumes and fragrances that I like to switch up every day, just kind of depending on my mood. But this is one that I reach for a little more often than some of the others. So that is why I wanted to pick up the full size. I don't have the box that it originally came in. It was a beautiful black box that was like a matte black, and then it had like a more of like a shiny black crown on the middle. And if you know anything about me, you know I love crowns. I consider myself to be a queen, okay? So anything that has any sort of like royalty theme, any sort of royalty related logos or emblems, I'm all for it, especially when it is a representation of a Black-owned business. It is a unisex fragrance. All of the fragrances that Savoir Faire offers are unisex, but I typically only see men doing reviews. And I just think women are doing themselves a disservice by not picking up specifically Soul Cafe because it's the sweetest of the 3, because it is such a beautiful scent. Like if I had to describe, like if somebody were to say, oh, what does that smell like? I could only describe it as like Black excellence. Like that might sound crazy, like Tori, what does Black excellence smell like? But this is what it smells like, okay? Do you see this crown in the middle of this bottle? Do you see this gold top? It's just like, it's just beautiful. Like I have to spray it so you can understand. This to me, I like fragrances. I love to collect fragrances. I like to switch it up depending on my mood. But this, I feel like this could, if I had to choose like a signature scent, this would be it. Like when you first spray it, what I initially smell is citrus. I smell oranges. And if you are someone that has seen any of my other fragrance videos, you know that I love scents that have citrus notes. It just draws me in. And that is what I initially smell when I spray this. And right after that, it just becomes this beautiful mix of like smoky incense, just regal blackness. Like I just feel like the Black queen that I am whenever I wear this, and I can't imagine anyone spraying this and not liking it. Like I just don't see it. Like this is something, if someone were to smell this and I wasn't wearing it, like I would want them to think of me like, oh my goodness, that smells like Latori. Like this, it just makes me so happy. Like it just gives you a feeling of like royalty. Like I feel like this logo is so appropriate for this particular scent. Like I said, the other 2 are good, but this is great. Like this, it just makes me happy. Like it's bright, but it's also like the citrus notes, I feel like it makes it bright, but it's also kind of sultry and mysterious and smoky and beautiful and woodsy, and it just all comes together so beautifully. Like this is something that I feel like could be worn in any season, anytime, day or night. I know most of the reviews that I saw from the guys, they kind of mentioned wearing this like going out to like a lounge or a date or something like that. And I could see that for them, but this to me is like a signature scent. Like you smell this and you think of a very specific person, a very specific, like it takes you back to a time. And I can't imagine that time being anything negative if it smells like this. And that is just what I want to exude. Like it's subtle, but it's beautiful. You can't miss it, but it's not loud. It's just the perfect blend of everything good. And that you like, when I think of a perfume, I want to have like a certain feeling. Like I don't want to smell like everyone else. I don't want to wear something that's forgettable. I don't want to wear something that's going to, fill a room and just, give people a headache. But it's like if I walk past you or if you get close enough to me, you smell something and you're going to remember it. And it's going to be a great memory. That is what this is. Like this is amazing. I cannot say enough good things about this. And it's not because it's a Black-owned business or it's not because of anything like that. It's just because it's good. Like it's a great product, and I will never not have this in my collection unless for some crazy reason it's no longer being made. Like I will always have a bottle of Soul Cafe just because I feel like of all of the fragrances in my collection, if I had to pick a scent to describe me as a person, that is what I would pick. I have a lot of things that I love, a lot of like designer fragrances, some niche fragrances, and they're all good. Like I wear good stuff, but it feels very personal, I would say. That's the best way that I can describe it. And I just wish that everyone could smell it. Kind of, because I don't want everybody wearing my stuff. But it's just like, I just cannot think of anyone that would not like this. And so I'm going to get into the notes because me just rambling is not going to be helpful. But it is a 50 milliliter bottle and it retails for $110, which I think is an amazing price for something that is hand blended. Like to me, that is just the ultimate in luxe. Whenever something is handmade, I just love that touch. And it is described, or part of the description on the website said that as with the previous unisex Savoir Faire fragrances, so I guess this is the last of the three, Soul Cafe opens rather strong as with the previous unisex Savoir Faire fragrances, Soul Cafe opens rather strong. The dry down is beautifully complex and offers a multitude of options for the various wearers to exude. And I think that is so true. It describes perfectly what I was trying to get across, because it's like, it's personal. So even though the notes are the notes and the fragrance is the fragrance, depending on who's wearing it, I feel like it's going to exude and it's going to embody who that person is. So to me, as a woman wearing it, I feel strong, I feel beautiful, I feel regal. I feel like I'm going to walk with my head just a little higher because I know that I smell good. Like to me, I think I mentioned this on my channel before. Someone telling me that I smell good is like one of the highest compliments. Like I take it very seriously. And so this is always going to get that reaction like, ooh, what are you wearing? Oh, that smells really good. Like that to me is the ultimate and top tier compliments. And if you are looking for a compliment getter, this is definitely it, because I can only think of one other fragrance that kind of sorta puts me in that kind of headspace, and that is MFK's Grand Soir, which I also love. But to me, this, like Grand Soir is something that, it smells amazing, don't get me wrong, but it's not special. Like to me, this is special because it just feels very personal. Like I said, it just smells like Black excellence. Like it just smells like a beautiful woman with her head wrapped with like braids and like African garb, or just powerful, strong, regal, all of the good things that you think of, all of the beautiful things that you think of when you think of just beautiful Black people. This is that. This is that. On the back of the bottle, it has like, a collage, if you will, of just different things. I will do a close-up of that, and I think that's beautiful. It's just like Black art in a bottle. It's Black excellence in a bottle. It's just, you need this. Like, I feel like if I were to imagine what, like an actual, think of who comes to mind when you think of like a Black queen, whether it's like your mother or a celebrity or whatever you think of when you think of Black royalty and Black excellence. That is what this smells like. Like I said, incense and beautiful oils and just rich, beautiful fabrics. Like, it just makes me think of all of the best things in life. And that's the kind of energy that I want around me. Beautiful, luxe, regal, like, I don't know how, I'm at a loss for words, as you can see. This is something that I love. Like, I kind of regret not getting a second one while it was on sale. They do offer sales every now and then, like holidays and things like that. So I would highly suggest looking out for that. Follow them on Instagram. I'll leave their information below because that's usually how I find out about their sales. It is something that is out of stock quite often. So make sure you do follow them on Instagram whenever you see this video, whenever you come across the brand, you know, whenever the product is back in stock. Like I mentioned, it is something that is hand blended and hand bottled and all of that. So it takes a little longer than, you know, just your run-of-the-mill niche fragrance or designer fragrance, or you can just walk into any store and pick it up. To me, that makes it much more special, and it is something that I'm willing to wait for just because I've experienced it. So I don't mind the slight delays and having to catch it when it is back in stock. But like I said, this is never something that I want to be without, just because it makes me feel happy. Like, I first picked this on the Discovery set I picked up during the summer. And it was during quarantine, of course. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Discovery set was the first of my fragrance purchases during quarantine. My collection has grown a lot during quarantine because I feel like when you change a fragrance, you kind of change the vibe and you kind of change the mood. So it makes you feel like, or the mood rather. So it makes you feel like you're kind of in a different place. And so of course, if you're being quarantined, you aren't able to go anywhere. So just changing up the scent of whatever you're wearing personally or in your home, it kind of just changes up the space so you don't feel like you've just been sitting in the same place for months and months on end. So Savoir, Faire, the Discovery set was the first of my fragrance purchases during this time. And it really just made me very happy. I cannot think of too many happy memories or happy moments that I had during quarantine. Not that I was like just, you know, down and out and sad. I've been very blessed, thankfully. But it like really brightened my spirits. Like, it lifted my spirits just because of the way that it smells. Like, it's beautiful. Like I said, that citrus note to me, I can only think to describe it as bright. Bright, but still smoky and complex and deep and just beautiful. So I don't want to keep rambling. I would highly suggest anyone that sees this video to check out Soul Cafe. Like I said, all three fragrances that the brand offers are beautiful. If you have to pick one, I would definitely suggest this. Even if you don't want to get the full-size bottle, they do offer the smaller size. I can actually show you what the smaller size looks like, because like I said, I picked this up I want to say maybe in like June or July, somewhere around there. And I still have about a half of this left. So a little goes a long way. This is another, it lasts very long. The sillage is decent, but I don't like super loud fragrances. So this is something that people will definitely smell. It's a compliment getter for sure. Every time I've worn this, I've received a compliment from someone, even with the masks and things like that. I have received a compliment on this fragrance, and it lasts. That's the point I was getting to. If you spray this on like your clothes, or if it gets in your hair, like I like to spray perfume in my hair whenever I have like braids and things like that, and the smell will be there. Like I sprayed it one day when I was on my way out, so I was already wearing a coat, and every time I go to grab that coat, I smell this, and it just makes me happy. Like, try it. Like, you have to get this. And if you do get this after seeing this video, please come back and leave me a comment and let me know what you think. I cannot imagine anyone would be disappointed. I am going to quickly read the notes, which are tobacco, bergamot, blood orange, black pepper, patchouli, private musk blend, amberwood, oud, lavender, Arabic coffee, and firewood. If you are someone that has never tried an oud before, I would highly suggest this one because of the ouds that I'm familiar with. It's on the lighter end. I know some ouds can be a bit much for some people if you're not into like heavy, musky types of scents, but I think this is beautifully done. Like, I highly recommend, 10s across the boards from me. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Soul Cafe by Savoir Faire. Like I mentioned before, if it is something that you're familiar with, or if you decide to pick it up, please let me know what you think. I just feel like anyone that tries it, it's like an experience and you will love it. So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be back next Friday with my thoughts on another fragrance. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.